today we're going to be playing PKXD, and today guys I'm going to be telling you a story about how my bully became my maid. So quick disclaimer before we start this video, this story has not actually happened to me, but it happened to someone else, anonymous, and this story is like half real, half scripted by me. But yeah, this did not happen to me, it's not my own story, I'm just telling you all. Anyway, let's start. So it all started when I was 6 years old. When I was 6 years old, I met a very nice, kind girl named Jocelyn. Jocelyn was very kind. She was sharing and caring, and not a Karen, and she was very rich. Her family was like so rich. They were like half millionaires or something like that. So we went to the same school, because she went to a really rich private school. But I also joined her school because I was extremely smart, so I got a scholarship in her school because I loved her so much as a friend. So I joined her in her school because I wanted to get involved in her school as well. Like, we wanted to spend all of our times together. So I went to that school as well, and we spent the best year of our lives. We were inseparable. She was my best friend, and yeah, she was actually really kind. And I went to her house all of the time, and she also went to mine. But a day when we were 9 years old, she came to my house, and she was acting very spoiled, and she was really weird. She was acting real weird. Let me guys give you an example of how she was reacting and like doing stuff. She was like, "Oh, this house is so small. I cannot stay here." She was being a rat. She was being very ungrateful for the food, and she was being weird. So she went out. She excused herself. She was like, "Oh, I have to go. I feel so sick in your house, in your small poor house. I have to go." And I was like, "What? Okay, fine." Then she went to her house, and I was like, "What?" Because we weren't rich, okay? So me personally, I wasn't rich. I was like, okay, I was poor. So I had a small house with my family, but I was grateful. Unlike her, she was a spoiled brat. Anyways, so, oh my god, did I say she acted like a rat? I don't mean a rat, I meant a brat. Anyways, so days passed by, and she was acting real strange. I noticed that since she started hanging out with her other friends, because when we were 9 years old, she invited all of the kids to her birthday party, and then all of the rich kids at school, the most richest, there was like a group of friends who were really mean. We always stayed away from them, and I was so surprised because she invited them. And at the party, it was like a surprise party. She invited everyone, and we surprised her by like a lot of gifts and stuff. Like, we surprised her by more of the things that she did. Anyways, so the kids that showed up, the mean rich kids that showed up, were like being so nice to her. I was really surprised because there were like 3 kids, and they were all so mean to everyone, including me and her. But now they're being all nice to her, and they were like hugging her and being so friendly and all. And then I approached them and I was like, "Hey guys, what's up?" They were like, "Get away from here." I was like, "What?" But Jocelyn is my friend. Then they said to Jocelyn, "Tell your little friend to go away. We're having a private conversation here." And I was like, "Jocelyn, no, don't say it. I'm your friend. I'm your best friend. I'm your childhood friend." Then she was like, "Hey, please, I know you're my best friend and all, but please go away. We're having a private conversation." I was like, "Fine, whatever." So then I felt so horrible because at the birthday party, everyone just ignored me, and I felt so left out because even Jocelyn was not giving me like any time or anything. Also, when she opened my gift, she was really ungrateful. I gave her an old teddy, which was really, really, really valuable to me, and I really loved that teddy bear, and I gave it to her as like a friendship thing, and then she was like really ungrateful. So she tore it apart, and I was like so sad. I was like, "Hey, why did you do that?" She was like, "This is a stupid teddy bear. What would I do with this? I want brand clothes. I want money. I want makeup. I want a new iPhone." And I was shocked. So I just left the party, and yeah, since that day she been acting real strange. She was like acting like a brat. Anyway, so days passed by and years passed by. We stayed friends, but she was still acting that way. She was like my friend, but she did not hang out with me that much. She hung out with the mean kids more, and she became being mean to other kids as well sometimes. She also told me that I was annoying sometimes, but she also invited me to her house and was still my friend. So I guess I just let that pass. I didn't think much of it. So I just ignored that fact and stayed friends with her. But when we joined high school, I also got enrolled in her school because it was the best school at the country and I had to go there. So I won a scholarship and I went there, and I did not know that Jocelyn was there. So when I saw her, I went to hug her because the whole summer we didn't see each other because she went to Paris. So I went and hugged her, but then she shoved me. She literally pushed me and shoved me in the bin. She was like, "Get away from my face, you dirty." And I was like, "What? Hey." And I totally snapped and I pushed her back and I was like, "Hey, you do not treat me that way." So she just ignored me. But in lunchtime, she came with her little mean friends and they started bullying me, literally. So the whole high school, yeah, as expected, the whole high school journey was like really horrible. She made my reputation so low that all of the teachers, when I get, very high grades, the teacher would assume that I cheated because my reputation was so, so, so low. Everyone at school hated me, even the teachers, and all thanks to Jocelyn. Anyways, when I graduated high school, I started working online. I made a lot of money. I also started, working part-time jobs. I started also teaching little kids because I was extremely smart, and anyway, so I bought my own apartment. I also bought my parents a nice house, and my own apartment was actually really cool. It was like so expensive and stuff. Anyway, so years passed by and I became a doctor. I made a lot of money and I literally bought a mansion for myself. Also bought another mansion for my parents. And one day, as I was leaving my apartment to go to work, I saw a familiar face. Oh my god. Is that Jocelyn? Yes, you guys expected it. It was Jocelyn, and she looked really skinny. She was like really skinnier. She looked like she didn't eat in days, and she looked like she didn't shower in years, and she looked really tired and exhausted. She looked like she didn't get any sleep at all. I was like, "Hey, Jocelyn! Oh my God, what are you doing here? Are you okay?" And she started crying and she hugged me. She apologized so much. She was like, "Hey, please, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me for all the horrible things I did to you." I didn't forgive her that instant, but I started thinking about it. And then I told her, "Hey, it's okay. Come in." So I let her shower in my house and I gave her food and then we sat down to talk. Then she told me how her parents got unalived in a car accident 2 years ago. She also was in that car. She got really injured real bad. Then she was sent to the hospital, but then they let her out in like 2 days. And then she started living in the streets because her house was like already sold out because they didn't pay the bills for like over 2 months or stuff. And yeah, so because her parents were dead, they could not pay the bills and like the rent, so they kicked her out. And now she was living in the streets, begging people to give her food and begging people to work to them. And then she started crying and she begged me to let her work as my maid. I refused, but then she insisted, so I let her. So because I wanted her to learn a lesson stuff. So now she could, earn her money. And yeah, that's it. I comforted her and I let her stay in my house. She worked in my house, but she became my best friend again. And yeah, that's how my bully became my maid. I did not hate her at the end. I instantly forgave her and we became inseparable again, even as my maid. But yeah, so that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, that's it. I love you all so much, and bye.